Hello everybody, BubblesZest here and welcome back to HOI4. In today's video we're going to be attempting to answer the question of what's the point of the Italian focus tree. Actually, now that I think of it, by the time you guys will be watching this, By Blood Alone would have released. So I guess today what we're actually going to be doing is what was the point of the old Italian focus tree. So let's get started. First things first, research slots, standard electronics industry and so on. For civs, it's everyone's favourite mill spam. And speaking of our mills and dockyards, let's do weapons and convoy spam for now. Next up, we've got some housekeeping to do with some of Italy's colonies. Yep, we're going to be doing what everyone does in this situation, release Eritrea and Somalia as our puppets. And now we can immediately bypass Ethiopian war logistics. But anyway, now let's deal with the army. 14 divisions in Eritrea, and 4 down in Somalia. Good. These 4 will push from the south, and the remaining will push from the north. Time for everyone's other favourite thing to do is Italy. Ethiopian general grinding. Yep, let's get a general, Messi, and we're just going to grind an Ethiopian until he gets all the traits that we could like. And you know what? Bono. There, you can join him. But anyway, let's continue on. Next up, intelligence agency. Always good to have one, so let's make one. The remaining 21 divisions, they can just be on a fallback line in Italy itself. And let's just gather up our navy and air force just so we have that out of the way. And that is pretty much all of my prep out of the way. So all that's left to do now is our focus, industrial effort, go up to speed 5, and begin the grind. Go on, Messi. There we go, already Messi is already getting a load of traits. Once he begins to break Ethiopia, we'll tell him to stop, let them regain org and go again. And there he goes, he's done it. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to switch Messi out for our field marshal. Could also be doing a little bit of grinding with them too, I suppose. Seems to be working, but I'm going to make sure we don't take Addis Ababa too soon. Oops, I accidentally got myself encircled. I'm sure there's an Italy joke here you could think of. But anyway, there's Industrial Effort 1, and now it's time for the very creatively aimed Industrial Effort 2. Yeah, that wasn't my proudest moment, but at least we managed to break that pocket soon enough. Wow, and even Bono's now managed to get Organizer. You know what, let's go for the triple. Come on, Rodolfo, maybe you can get it as well. And time for extra research slot. It's mad, isn't it? We're only in 1936 and Italy's about to get its 5th research slot. Seriously, why did Italy start with 4 research slots? It's mad. Anyway, 150 political power, time for that elusive gentleman. Alright, I'll probably let this one go on far enough, so let's just march from Addis Ababa now. More traits are useful, but we could also just finish up, you know. One funny thing that we've done is, because we've been at war this whole time, we've accidentally given France partial mobilisation for free. And there goes Ethiopia. That went pretty much perfectly. And we had to ourselves another puppet. Don't think we could ask for much better. We got an organizer and an organizer field marshal. Rodolfo is also pretty close, we could also grind him out later. And hell, so is Pietro. Fun enough, we also bypassed Triumph in Africa. Which isn't so bad, we only lose 10 stam and 10 war support from not doing that. But right on time, it's the Spanish Civil War. And for once, we don't actually have to help the Republicans survive, we can actually just support the Nationalists this time. Good, so let's send over 2 Mountaineers. You know what, Messi? You need to grind out Mountaineer anyway, so there you go. And some air volunteers. Not really going to focus on Spain. For once, it really doesn't matter, so I'm just going to send 145 fighters and be done with it. You know what? Today, it might be exciting to explore some of the little things of this little focus tree. So next up, it's going to be supporting nationalist Spain, which is interesting, because as you can see here, it's a 30-day focus. As far as I know, this is also the only 30-day focus in the game. Although, the only thing it gives us is an opinion modifier. Feels like something that should be in EU4 instead of Hearts of Iron 4. Oh, for once I'm now the asshole in Acronia. But no, I'm actually going to be useful and try and help the Nationalists take the north. And with our spies, we're going to start boosting ideology in Turkey. Oh, that didn't take long. One of our spies just got captured. Anyway, what should we do now? Oh, I know, army primacy. Another solid focus, honestly. You know what's funny? Support nationalist Spain only gives us its opinion modifier, While National Spain's version of it gives them some research boosts. They aren't the best, but I'd take some research boosts over an opinion modifier. Alright, let's begin to expand this army. It's quite small, so let's just spam out a load of infantry divisions. We need 120 odd today. In fact, also, let's change these over, because these aren't the best template. Let's go for the classic infantry, 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 artillery, artillery. 21 width, my favourite. There we go. Oh, I'm not even building any artillery. Whoops. Something like that will do. Oh, come on! You just got back! Alright, let's finally work down our tiny little political tree. Most people will probably do claims in Yugoslavia, but again, we're going to be doing different things, so you know what, let's make friends of Yugoslavia. I swear if any of those two get captured again, they're both fired. Right, I'm going to rescue you, Valentina, but when we're done, you're fired. And there we go, there's now an Italian foreign office in Yugoslavia. Eventually they should flip. Anyway, time for the classic Albanian occupation. Sorry Zog, but you know the rules, so do I. Say goodbye. Oh, finally Messi got Mountaineer. I'm sure that trait will come in very handy for him. But let's finish up Rodolfo's grinding. He's very close to getting infantry leader and organizer. Sorry Zog, but had to be done. Anyway, time for us to make a friend out of Bulgaria. Right, I'm a man of my word. Valentina, you're fired. Crap. It's just not my day with spies, is it? It's just not my day. At least our military high command is already filled out. Gaining 0.34 XP a day. 1937? I might call Italy bad, but that's pretty damn good. Right, maybe you can rescue them. God damn it! I can't win today, can I? Seriously. Right then, time for Italy first. Time for the Novus Imperium Romanum to rise. Well, at least I'm not the only one to get embarrassingly encircled today. Looking at you, Germany and Portugal. I should fire both of you two. I really should. But I'm feeling generous, so you get one more go. Why did I even trust these guys? Right, you're going to be fired when you're rescued, and the other guy is going to try and rescue you. Right, we've got a faction, and let's make some new friends. First up, let's befriend those Turks. And that's it. Damn, he was 3% off. At least with this focus we'll actually get some ticking fascist support that Turkey can't undo easily. There we go. At this point doing something like War of Greece would probably work. The problem is Romania's guarantees on them. Could we take down Romania? Yeah, probably, but I'm not doing that today. I can honestly wait. So what should we do now? Make a friend out of them. We could also demand the Balearic Islands off national Spain, but to be honest this really isn't worth it. The Spanish-Italian alliance of befriending Portugal is much better. Even though these guys might not be the best allies, I'd rather have extra allies than one extra state. And that's all the friendship we can do for now. But I guess it's time for some Italian highways, which in itself is actually an alright focus. I'm going to swap out my convoy spam for some sub spam. The more ships we can get, the better. I think it'll be in our best interest to get even more subs out with Mare Nostrum. 4 extra dockyards. Pretty good. There aren't many industry focuses in this, but they're all fairly good. 4 mills, 4 civs, 4 dockyards. Sure, there isn't much, but that is so good, especially when you compare it to one of its contemporary focus trees, the British Raj tree. Looking at you, 1 civ industrial expansion. Looking at you. Can't believe it took that long, to be honest. I can't believe it took that long. So few focuses, so little time. Fine, I'll finally go for those forts. What's funny is there's even an unused event related to this focus. I think I showed it off in Exploring HOI4 Part 3, or maybe Part 2. It's been so long since I made them, I can't remember. Do I really need to go over focuses at this point? No, not really. I'll just do whatever seems good until the inevitable shows up. And there's our handiwork. Turkey has flipped. I'd love to invite them to the Novus Imperium Romanum, but Kemalist neutrality exists. They don't want to join. So it's good to see that it all worked out in the end, I suppose, for us. Guess we'll continue our boosting on Yugoslavia now. Hopefully, eventually they will join us, because it'll get rid of these crummy little guarantees Turkey doesn't deserve to have. Just gonna be sending the fleet over to Wilhelmshaven. No reason whatsoever. Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here, Britain. Good. So many planes. Kind of forgotten about them, honestly. Finally, let's assign them. Just going to be sending these 12 divisions over to East Africa. These 12 from Ethiopia will be on the British side, and well, these 12 will be facing Djibouti. And there's Molotov. The war is 70 days away. You know what, let's get involved. This time, using our focus tree, let's go after France. I'm probably one of the few people who have ever actually said that, but let's prepare. 24 will be on the French border, they can't push with the forts. 12 on the Tunisian side, and 12 on the Egyptian side. And 3 just to defend Sardinia. You know what, preemptively, let's send Pietro to Albania. And it has begun. And hey, it's the Anglo-Polish Alliance event. Don't see that too often. But our time is now. Let's begin. Our main focus at this point will just be pushing in Africa. Can't do too much about France right now. It can be Germany's problem. And thank you for that military access, by the way. Don't know what's going on, but Britain has somehow not been called in against me. Yeah, let's not have any shenanigans today, shall we, HOI4? Right, Britain, let's also do this. Don't know why you didn't get involved, but there we go. And yes, I know I bypassed War of the UK, so be it. This at least now allows me to do one of my other bits of nonsense. I have some subs down here in the Caroline Islands. Let's see if we can't get New Zealand and Australia in this peace deal. Time for my favourite, retreat. Let's encircle these units. Perfect. Al Alamein is probably going to be hard to break, but at least we managed to break this. But I'm glad to say this. I stand corrected. We actually managed to break it. And does that secure us to Suez? Pretty much. Surprised that the El Alamein portion of this has gone so well. Normally it's the Tunis side that does well. Who wants to join me? Hungary? So be it, you can join. Ah, Turkey just joined the Axis. So there goes one of my potential allies anyway. But screw it, I am going to blow up the Suez. This is an appropriate response to not getting the ally you wanted. Trust me. And there goes France. In fact, let's finally call Ethiopia into this. But for us, it's time, probably for the last time actually, for a naval invasion of Britain. So, let's do it. It's going to be the last NSB UK naval invasion, so time for the standard. From this time, 5 naval invasions around Newcastle and Hull. Will it be the same with by blood alone? Might be, but who knows. For all we know, it might become meta to invade Dover. And since France has finally fallen, I can also finally get some more allies. Come on, Spain. Turkey might have rejected us, but you hopefully won't. And we did it. We've blown up the Suez Canal for basically no reason. Wait, how are there UK units here? Right, it's time. Activate naval invasions. Did we get Green Sea? Good. This is why we moved the fleet before the start of the war. Otherwise, it would have been trapped in Gibraltar. Instead, we leave immediately. Anyway, force attack, and let's break that cipher. Good, landfall made. And similarly, probably for the last time in No Step Back Era HOI4, we're going to encircle London for war score. In theory, that shouldn't be a thing we need to do anymore, so I guess this will have to be the little goodbye to this. Some things never change, do they? And Spain joins the Novus Imperium Romanum. And time for our final ally, Portugal. You know what's funny is if Spain somehow didn't flip fascist in the Civil War, they wouldn't get the invite, they'd only get the national spirit for fascism. So we could still lose out in this. And Yugoslavia flips, but do they want to join us? Of course not. I swear to God, Yugoslavia and Turkey are both going to end up in the Axis, aren't they? And does Portugal join us? Very nice. So, I think it's time for the moment you have been waiting for. Time to invade Greece now. For Italy. Obviously, we're going to have our standard head bash from Albania, but the more sensible naval invasion from Africa. Going to go for the Peloponnese. Plenty of ports around here. Once that's taken, it shouldn't be too hard to take them down. Famous last words, I know. And we don't even get Romania. Thought we could have at least gotten them, but I guess Germany jumped the gun first. Okay, you see this now. All of the dominions have taken casualties. Australia 488 and New Zealand 8k. So if none of them are in the peace deal, I'm going to be annoyed. Because I've done everything I could to get them in. Alright. Let's have some fun. And my naval invasion hasn't left, not enough supremacy. Looks like we're going to have a fun time not passing the Leonidas line until that happens. Whoops, I accidentally called Bulgarian. Maybe they can give us a little hand. Well, I was expecting to break past the line, but I wasn't expecting Greece to literally abandon it. Well, with a little bit of pushing, the Leonidas line has fallen. Kind of annoyed it didn't happen with my naval invasions, but it worked nonetheless. So I guess there was one tiny benefit: we got some allies to help us. Even though it probably wouldn't have mattered whether or not we were in the Axis or the Novus Imperium Romanum. Oh, at least they finally left, though, at the convenient moment. And that's that for Greece. Let's finally finish this up. We have basically 59% of the war score. Yeah, we dominate. Let's finish. And probably for the last time, here's the old peace conference screen. Gonna miss this thing. No specialities or anything here today, just gonna take as much as I can. Okay, this is actual bullshit though. New Zealand should be in the peace deal. They took 8,000 casualties. You saw it. Why isn't New Zealand in the goddamn peace deal? Australia is. And that should do it. For good. There was our final pre-BBA peace conference. We got 92 states, Germany got 39, Italy and East Africa got 1. This time I gave them Zazi instead of giving it to Slovakia. And a load of annexations and puppets. Importantly for us though, we got all of France via our cheeky puppet, they annexed Vichy, and we have all of Britain. And a load of other new colonies too. Again, I don't think that this peace deal was really bad. It's just, did we really deserve 60% war scored just by destroying units in London? Probably not. That was always the problem with these. Guess it's time to end. Especially since Yugoslavia really doesn't want to join us. We made you what you are, Yugoslavia, and you don't want to join us? So rude. I guess in a way it's kind of a good thing that Yugoslavia doesn't want to join us, because eventually Germany will just declare war on them anyway, so... I mean, we could take Germany, but do I like fighting Germany? Nope. So to go back to the original question of what was the point of this tree, to be honest, you know the answer. There isn't one. Most of what we did today didn't really come from the focus tree, did it? The most important thing that it did was give us the 5th research slot and war goals on France and Greece. All war goals though that we could have gotten quite easily by just justifying on them. I will say though that this focus tree isn't so bad. It's a very basic focus tree because it's exactly what it should be. This is what a focus tree should be when you break everything down to be an accurate World War II simulator. The problem is that this was made in 2016 when HOI4 wanted to be an accurate World War II simulator. Nowadays, when you have very memey trees like Return of the Kaiser, this little tree with basically nothing comes across as very, very nothing. Its replayability is its massive problem. Once you've played Italy once, you really don't have to ever play it again. It seems like the new tree will improve on this, and it's definitely going to be fun to play, but I'm in a way going to miss this weird little thing. In a way that you can still like an old car, in a way. I like this little tree. So, until next time everybody, I thank you for watching, I do hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any suggestions in the comments below for future video ideas, I'm always looking for them. Especially with By Blood Alone's release, there's going to be so much to do in this new DLC. However, until we meet again, from me Bubble Zest, goodbye. Before any of you ask, yes, I could have done claims on Turkey. The thing is, I did that in the Roman Empire video. I know many of you haven't watched it, but I have done this before, so I wanted to do befriend Turkey, as this is basically my last chance to do it.